Hello and welcome once again. Tom woke up before sunrise. The street outside his window was calm. He made tea and opened a small notebook where he kept simple goals. One line on the page read, "Learn to speak English confidently." Tom worked as a barista at a small cafe. He loved talking to customers but felt a wall when English came up. The words would tangle, and he would smile and step away. That morning he felt tired of stepping back. He wanted more. He wanted a chance to speak freely, to read books without stopping, to watch films without subtitles. Motivation started in the small place between wanting and doing. Tom wrote 3 actions for the day. Learn 5 new words. Speak for 5 minutes in English. And listen to 1 short news clip. These were not big tasks, but they were a start. He believed that motivation was a steady flame, small, warm, and honest. He kept the notebook on the counter of the cafe and read the line often. That simple scene, tea, notebook, a quiet street, became a promise. Tom did not yet know how far it would take him. He only knew one thing. Motivation would turn his quiet wish into small steps. Tom was the first in his family to dream about going abroad for study. His parents worked long hours. English felt like a gate. Open it and new chances would appear. But the gate looked high. At school, English lessons had been a mix of grammar rules, long lists of words, and tests. Tom learned to pass exams, but he did not learn to talk. When he tried to speak, his voice felt small. He forgot words. He felt judged. Outside school, English shaped many things: the travel posters in the bus station, product labels, and chat messages from a few online friends. Tom saw how people who spoke English had more choices. He wanted that freedom, the freedom to read, travel, and connect. Still, Tom's home was full of support. His mother cheered for small wins, and his best friend Sarah practiced simple phrases with him. Their kindness gave him the courage to try again. The path would be long, but Tom had a reason: his dreams and the people who believed in him. One afternoon, a foreign customer came into Tom's cafe. The customer smiled and asked about the best beans in English. Tom's heart sped up. He took a breath and started to answer. His words came slowly and with pauses. He mixed up tenses and used the wrong word for bitter. The customer listened politely and smiled kindly. Later, one of Tom's co-workers teased him gently. Tom felt small. He wondered if his dream was too big. Fear is normal. It tells us where we care. This moment taught Tom that mistakes would come. They were not failure. They were signals. Each hesitation could be a lesson. He wrote the incident in his notebook and chose one response: practice. He repeated the customer's question at home. He practiced answering with simple sentences. He said the lines aloud in the kitchen while washing dishes. Slowly, the fear became smaller. Motivation, he learned, is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move forward while fear is there. Tom found a reason stronger than just nice to speak English. He wanted to apply for a short evening course that required a small interview in English. This new goal became a seed, small, fragile, but alive. He imagined the evening when he would sit in a classroom and understand the teacher. He pictured reading a short story without pausing for each unknown word. The seed gave him steady energy. For the first time, his practice had a deadline and a shape. He told Sarah about the course. Sarah clapped and said, "You can do it. Practice with me." That support made the seed grow. Now Tom's motivation had a shape, not only hope, but a plan. Tom learned to break his goal into friendly pieces. Instead of saying, "I must speak English well," he said, "Today I will learn 5 new words and use them in a sentence." He kept an index card for each word. In the metro, while standing, he repeated them quietly. He used sticky notes on his kettle and mirror with short phrases, like "good morning" and "can I have." Small steps fit his life. They did not require special time or money. They required heart and routine. Motivation needs small actions. Each small step is a stone across a river. Tom discovered that doing something every day was stronger than doing a lot once. Tom began to listen. He chose short English clips, 3 minutes of news, parts of a children's story, or a song. He did not aim for perfect understanding. He aimed to listen without stopping. Listening trained his ear. He learned the rhythm and the music of English. At first, he guessed words by the sound. Later, words became clear. Listening also gave him phrases he could copy. Language is a musical pattern, and repeating that pattern makes speaking easier. He added one habit. The 5-minute commute became his listening time. He closed his eyes, breathed, and let English flow. Little by little, the language began to feel familiar. Tom joined a small group at a local library, a language table where people came to practice. He met an older woman named Mrs. Khan who loved simple stories. She encouraged him and corrected gently. He also met a student from another country who was learning his native language. They traded help, English for his language. In this group, Tom felt safe. People smiled at mistakes. They celebrated small wins like ordering coffee or describing a photo. Mentors matter. A kind voice helps motivation grow. Tom left the library with new phrases and a warm feeling. He was not alone. Tom once tried to explain a recipe to a customer in English. He used the wrong word for spices and said something funny. The customer laughed, but the laugh was kind. Tom felt embarrassed. He wanted to hide. Then Mrs. Khan reminded him, "Mistakes are teachers." She told him about her own mistakes. When she learned a new skill, Tom wrote down the wrong word and its correct form. He added a note, "Laugh when you can. Learn when you must." The next day he used the correct word. The small victory felt bright. Mistakes stopped being walls and became stepping stones. Routine is quiet power. Tom set a simple daily routine. Morning 5 new words. Lunchtime 5 minutes speaking to a coworker. Evening reading for 10 minutes. Life was busy, but the routine stayed like a friendly ritual. Sometimes he missed a day. He did not punish himself. Motivation, he learned, is gentle. He returned the next day. Bit by bit, the habit built muscle. English practice moved from a task to a part of his day. Reading opened new doors. Tom started with short stories for learners. He read aloud in the kitchen while making dinner. Reading aloud helped his mouth learn new shapes and sounds. He also kept a simple journal in English. Each day he wrote one short paragraph about his day. He used the new words he learned. Writing helped his brain lock in vocabulary and grammar. Through reading, Tom found small worlds, a bakery in London, a school by the sea, a boy who grew a tree. These small stories warmed him and gave him phrases to borrow and try. One strange trick changed Tom's confidence. He spoke to the mirror. He practiced short dialogues and small speeches. He watched his expressions and listened to his voice. At first his voice shook. After weeks it sounded firmer. Speaking to the mirror is a private stage where Mistakes are private and boldness grows. He also recorded short voice notes and listened back. Hearing himself in English made him more aware and more proud. Tom needed to send a short email for the course registration. The first draft felt stiff and wrong. He asked Sarah for help. They wrote together. Sarah taught him simple phrases for opening and closing. The final email was clear. Small writing tasks showed Tom that English has patterns that repeat. When he learned one pattern, he used it many times. Each email and note built skill. Everyday life offered many words. At the market, Tom learned the word for receipt. At the pharmacy, he learned appointment. He kept a small pocket notebook and wrote new words on the go. He also made lists by theme: food words, work words, travel words. Themed lists made remembering easier. This practical approach turned vocabulary into tools for daily life. Tom loved songs. He found simple English songs and learned their chorus. Singing helped his rhythm and pronunciation. Songs use repeated lines, and repetition helps memory. He would hum quietly at work and sometimes sing when alone at night. The songs became friendly teachers. A small win changed Tom's mood one afternoon. A regular customer asked him about a book Tom had recommended. The customer said, "You explain it so well." Tom felt bright. That simple praise felt like a new light. Confidence grows from small wins. Motivation feeds on these lights and grows stronger. He wrote the praise in his notebook as proof that progress shows, bit by bit. Not every day is bright. One week Tom had a rough run. He mixed tenses badly in a short interview and felt he had slipped back. Old doubt returned. He asked, "Am I really improving?" He looked back at his notebook and saw many small wins. He called Mrs. Khan and talked about the feeling. She said, "Learning is not a straight line. It bends, but it moves forward." This idea, learning moves forward even with bends, became a comfort. Tom found creative habits. He told short stories to children at the park, described the coffee-making steps in English to a new trainee, and made small labels on objects in the cafe. These actions turned learning into life. Language stopped being a school task and became a living skill. Tom took a small test at the library. The result was not perfect, but better than before. He also measured progress by real moments, asking a tourist for directions, finishing a short article, or understanding a movie scene. These measures showed him the value of steady motivation. They were proof that small, consistent steps add up. One day Tom helped a new trainee who was shy about English. He shared his own routine and offered simple tips. Teaching helped Tom remember and grow. The trainee improved slowly and thanked Tom. This gave Tom joy. Helping others stretched his sense of purpose. The evening course interview arrived. Tom felt both nervous and ready. He practiced the night before and in the morning. He took deep breaths and remembered small steps. During the interview, he spoke clearly. He did not use perfect grammar, but he used clear ideas and steady phrases. The interviewer smiled and said, "We will welcome you to class." Tom left with a strong sense that motivation had carried him here. Tom's life changed in small but deep ways. He felt less anxious in conversation. He read for pleasure. He wrote short notes to friends in English. He dreamed of travel again. Motivation had done more than teach words. It built habits, courage, and small joys. Everyday practice, friendly mentors, and small wins shaped a new Tom. His notebook was full of small proofs. A list of 5 words learned on a rainy day. A recorded message that sounded stronger. A note that read "First class accepted," the 22nd of March. Tom's final note in the story is also an invitation to you. Motivation is simple and shared. If you want to improve your English, start with small, kind steps. Here is a short plan you can use today. Write one clear goal. Example: learn 5 new words today. Make a tiny daily routine. 5 minutes listening. 5 minutes speaking. 10 minutes reading. Find a safe person to practice with, a friend, a classmate, or an online partner. Keep a notebook of small wins and mistakes. Celebrate both. Be patient. Learning bends. It does not break. If Tom can make progress from a small cafe corner, so can you. Motivation lights the path. Take one small step now. Pick up a notebook. Write your goal and say one sentence in English aloud. Start today. Try one simple sentence. Repeat it. Make it part of your morning. If you enjoy the store, then subscribe for more motivation. Have a good day.